LeBron Raymone James Sr., born on December 30th, 1984, is an American, well-known professional basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers of the National Basketball Association. He is one of the biggest NBA players of all time and frequently compared to the one and only Michael Jordan. That success brought James a huge wealth. Now, let us see what he's spending his millions on. Just stay with us. Number 5. Houses and mansions. With earning $100 million per year, it's quite normal for James to be able to afford anything he wants, especially when it comes to buying houses and mansions. James absolutely loves spending his fortune on buying homes, and the various estates he bought through his career are the greatest example of that. His newest house investment is the Mediterranean-style mansion located in Beverly Hills, costing $36.75 million. This enormous mansion is built on 2.5 acres and possesses 2 guest houses, a screening room, swimming pool, a pool house, and a huge tennis court. This place possesses one of the best views of the city below. This mansion is one of the most outstanding homes James owns. He also has his $23 million palace located in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles. His huge estate has a chef's kitchen, its own elevator, an enormous rooftop terrace, its own Onyx bar, a unique wine cellar, a cigar room, its own movie theater, an enormous swimming pool, and believe it or not, 8 bedrooms. If some of his friends want to sleep over at his house, they can absolutely and without a doubt do that, considering this mansion's vastness and numerous rooms. That's not all. James has also lived on his $9.2 million mansion located in a fortress in Akron, Ohio. This mansion cost him $2.1 million, and he actually bought it in 2003. This compound is 35,400 square feet and possesses its own bowling alley, where he spends his free time having a lot of fun, especially with his family. This enormous mansion possesses 6 huge bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms, its own private theater, and a barber shop too. His grand master bedroom is located on the first floor of the mansion, which possesses a 2-story closet, an aquarium, and his own online casino. Yeah, you heard that right. This place absolutely has it all. In addition, one of his famous properties is located in Miami, Florida, and is built on 50,000 square feet, costing a stunning $9 million. It possesses 3 fountains, 6 enormous and comfortable bedrooms, and 8.5 baths. This place also possesses its own infinity pool that has a perfect view of the water, its own movie theater, and a huge and unique wine cellar. James absolutely adores drinking wine, so it's not a surprise that he possesses a wine cellar in each of his enormous and lavish homes. Number 4. Watches. James is an upper-class watch collector. He's not one of those who picked up just one brand when it comes to watches. He possesses various watch brands for any occasion. Now, let's find out more. One of the watches he owns is this luxurious Rolex Yachtmaster 2, which cost over $36,000. With the 44mm case, this watch is the latest watch James possesses. With its outstanding regatta timer, this watch is an absolute star attraction. However, that's not all actually. We have a lot more to show you when it comes to James's watch collection. His Rolex Skydweller cost James $33,600. This watch, typically created for travelers like James, includes a 24-hour display, annual calendar, and month display too. The Rolex Day Date 2 is another watch in James' watch collection. It cost him $30,400. We must point out that the Rolex Day Date is one of the most luxurious watches ever created, and James' version has a black dial, Roman numerals, and a fluted bezel. This watch is a classic design, and it suits him perfectly to his everyday look. We must admit that James loves collecting lavish watches, and why not, since he can afford them due to his enormous wealth, right? Number 3. Cars. James owns the largest vehicle collection of all NBA players. One of his most lavish cars is his 1975 Chevy Impala convertible, in which you can see him often riding around. In addition, his white Bentley Continental GT seems perfect for Miami mornings and is one of the best cars he owns. Fully customized Chevy Camaro and Dodge Challenger, silver with blue stripes in support of James' favorite football team, the Dallas Cowboys. He also owns not one, not two, but 3 Ferraris. Can you imagine that? Including the classy Ferrari 599, the Ferrari F430, and the 458 Spider, which is perfect for sunset trips, and frankly, for any occasion. And that's not all. We told you he has the biggest car collection ever, so be prepared to hear so many huge brands in his vehicle collection. He has an Aventador Roadster, 2 Maybachs, a Rolls-Royce Phantom, and a Porsche 911. In addition, those are just some of the best outstanding cars he has in his garage. James was an ambassador for Kia since 2014, so he has a couple of those sedans in his enormous garage too. We told you, he is a true lavish vehicle collector. Number 2. His body. James spends $1.5 million on his perfectly shaped body. In addition, he spends a fortune on various massage therapists, trainers, and his personal chefs who are taking care of his delicious and healthy meals. He also spent a lot of money on his home gyms, particularly on the gym equipment. Guys, we gotta admit that James is not doing this just to look good. Maybe that's one of the reasons he's spending so much money, to keep his body in great shape. But the most important and the biggest reason why he's doing this is that he wants to be in perfect condition, which helps a lot in the games he's playing perfectly and without mistake. His investments in the field absolutely paid off. James only missed 4 regular games this past season. We know that the NBA stars start to break down after their mid-30s, but thanks to his strict regimen and hard work, James looks like he's still in his prime. As we said, he probably would not last that much if it's not for his commitment to his body and his wealth. Number 1. Philanthropy. James is one of the most philanthropic people ever. He donates a considerable amount of his wealth to different environments where the greatest help is needed. James funnels around $2 million into its I Promise school every year. Quote, "I had the vision of wanting to give back to my community. The people around every day are helping that vision come to life," James said. Half the battle is trying to engage them and show them that there's always going to be somebody looking out for them. He absolutely cares about other people's lives and does not mind spending millions to help them, especially the young. He also said, quote, "When we first started, people knew that I was opening a school for kids. Now, people are going to understand the lack of education they had before they came to our school. People are going to finally understand what goes on behind our doors." And he once called the school the coolest thing that I've done in my life thus far. He stated that he could take the credit for just a small part of what was happening. That's not the only philanthropic act James did, though. In 2010, he donated $2.5 million to the Boys and Girls Club in America to help provide an after-school program for kids. We're not done yet either. LeBron and his wife have made generous donations to support the advocacies of the Children's Defense Fund and One by One, which is a well-known organization that focuses on supporting children by addressing hunger, health, education, clean water, and play. He also did a huge contribution and was a great support to After-School All-Stars in Ohio and Los Angeles. He further chose the After-School All-Stars as a charity of choice for the 2019 All-Star Game. Isn't that amazing, guys? This charity provides out-of-school programs for more than 8,000 students in need across 52 income schools in LA. Unbelievably, that's still not all. In 2016, he made a $2.5 million donation and gave $2.5 million to the African American exhibit at the Smithsonian National Museum of African Americans Culture and History. The exhibit, which titled Muhammad Ali, A Force for Change, owns 2 parts. The first one is celebrating Ali's boxing career, and the other is his social activism, which James was the most supportive of. Quote, "I am overwhelmed by the incredible generosity LeBron James has shown to the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture and to Muhammad's legacy," Lonnie Ali, Ali's widow, said. "This exhibit will enable children visiting the Smithsonian to learn more about Muhammad Ali's work outside of the ring, particularly his humanitarian work and stance on social justice for all people." Yes, guys, he's not only one of the most famous and successful NBA players, but also one of the biggest souls ever. He has contributed so much to the society because of his humanitarianism. Through his humanitarian deeds, he helps many people and communities, and that is something that we must appreciate. Guys, that'd be it for this video. Feel free to comment in our comment section below about your opinion on the topic. If you have any further info, please write that in too. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thrilling info like this, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of them. In addition, of course, thank you so much for being with us. We're here for you. See you in our next video.